Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News, and so much to dive into today with the North America qualifiers for challengers starting later on today. New rosters have been confirmed, and not many of these organizations are actually going to make it through to challengers. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoy the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Tell this channel reach new people, and please do subscribe as well if you haven't yet already. Loads of new support the last few days. Things are getting better and better. Just love to see it. Road to 10k, baby. Firstly, this from Bodog, because we looked yesterday and the day before about the cheater that got banned in the Vietnamese region. Apparently, there's others that have been getting away with it as well. Kind of surprised that people have actually been getting away with this, but apparently they have. Bodog goes on to say that he's looking into this. He's collecting evidence on other players cheating. Not sure what region this might be in. Of course, the Vietnamese region was where that player got banned we looked at yesterday, but maybe elsewhere. Who knows? Definitely want to keep my eyes on this one though, because these are always massive stories when cheating accusations come along, especially in the online era of esports as it is right now. It's obviously not ideal. People can get away with stuff, so I guess that's something that can indeed happen. This also from the Knights, right? Because I believe a few days ago there was some accusations coming out of sexual misconduct against one of their players, Frosty. They've actually, I think they did a fantastic result here, right? They looked into this. They had a law firm look into it and kind of review the evidence and stuff. And it turned out that this guy, look, he's a kid at the end of the day. This guy's 16 years old. They found that it was the opinion of this investigator that he did not commit an assault, but the report did uncover evidence that some of the players' conduct, while unrelated to the allegation of sexual assault, was inappropriate, disrespectful, and fell below the standard of conduct that the Knights players require in the organization. So they're going to work with this guy to kind of improve his behavior. But I thought, honestly, really professionally done from the Knights and everyone involved. So I think good to see, really, the conclusion of this one. Some of the replies always get messy, but I guess that seems to be how people are. This also from Sideshow, because, Bren and I, that being Sideshow and Bren, casters for the Overwatch League, they have not been renewed for the new year of Overwatch, which is a big surprise, to be honest. I'm not really sure what Activision Blizzard is playing out right now with their casting talent, but of course, given the fact that Sideshow's been involved quite a lot in the plat chat and stuff, and early Valorant sides, then maybe that's an option that we'll have to consider. I wouldn't be surprised at all if these guys end up on the kind of the casting talent for North American challenges or something like that. Seems to be a no-brainer, really. If they're not getting involved in Overwatch, seems like the perfect chance for Riot to snap them up for the talent as we go into the new season. But yes, we'll definitely dive into this North American qualifier for challenges in a couple of minutes time here. But first of all, of course, teams are getting ready to go for this qualifier, complexity included. They confirm their new roster: AGM, Tro, Governor, Scourge, and J. Cruel as well. That's going to be their roster of 5. So yes, we've seen many confirmations these last few weeks what rosters are going to be happening here, and I do find it quite remarkable that if these teams underperform, if they don't perform well in this qualifier, they don't make it to challenges, they're basically done for, right? This roster's going to have to reform sometime else. I guess they could play in some of the other tournaments that go on behind the scenes, but still, if you don't qualify for challenges, right, and you don't make it into the official VCT circuit, then what are you going to do, right? You've got to make some sort of moves. Clearly your team was not good enough. So find it quite remarkable. Teams confirmed their rosters today, yesterday, the day before, and within a week or so they'll know, or within a week or a couple of weeks, they'll know if this team is going to have to change again. But still, nice roster, I believe, here on paper. Not sure it's going to be good enough to get themselves through all the way to the VCT, but look, I'm sure there's going to be some upsets in these challenger qualifiers. Teams that are way better than we expect, teams that we expect to be good, not performing anywhere near their levels. This also then from FaZe Clan. They finally confirmed their roster yesterday. Great video, honestly, here confirming it. They go all the way through all their new players, and Dicey is joining their team. Shot Up is there as well. Babybay is staying it from the former roster. We know that it was an interesting change they decided to make, getting rid of pretty much everyone. Raucus, of course, was there. Now he's the coach for Sentinels. There was a lot of other talented players on the roster as well. Baby J was, of course, a key member in discussion. He's now on 100 Thieves. So this is the new roster on the full screen. As Dicey says, first of all, I'm back. So he's back in business. Got a lot of traction this one. Good to see Dicey back in business, right? They've kind of done a swap in a way that he was on 100 Thieves for a time. Things didn't really work out over there. He was on the bench. He was struggling to find a new team. Now he's back on FaZe Clan, and hopefully things work out well for him, to be honest, here going into the new season and going into the Challengers qualifier that is starting later on today. And a lot on the line, certainly in that one. But yeah, Baby J's now gone the other way to 100 Thieves. This is the full roster if you guys are unfamiliar. Dicey, Babybay, Shot Up, Larry Banks, Flyer. That's going to be the team. JDM is the coach there as well. So yes, roster of 5. Very nice team, I think, in general. People seem to be pretty happy with this one. Good mix of kind of, players that have been around a while, but also, young, exciting players that on paper should be pretty good. Whether they can put it all together, right, because the previous FaZe Clan roster was in a similar boat where they also had, young, talented players, and things didn't really work out right and kind of fell apart, even with a couple of veterans on the roster. So this time, it's a slightly different approach, and maybe that's going to be the successful one if they can can make it through this qualifier, which, well, let's dive into. So as dapr says, more excited than the players for VCT tomorrow. Definitely a good sign really for dapr and the guys on Sentinels, also on Envy, 100 Thieves and Cloud9. They get to kind of sit back and relax while the rest of these teams fight it out for qualification for challenges. It's not going to be easy. I was honestly surprised, like I'm impressively surprised, looking through the kind of brackets here for this event, how many great teams there are in this bracket, and how, well, few of these teams are actually going to qualify for challenges when all is said and done. This weekend, only 4 will make it through. Then, in like a week's time, there's another qualifier where another 4 will make it through, and that's it, alongside the 4 teams I just did mention. So this is Battlefy. Like, you guys were asking what this website was before. I'll leave a link down below for you guys if you want to check it out under the kind of references bit in that description. But, well, this is the bracket. So, basically, it's a 128 team bracket. You can see on the left-hand side here, there's 64 matches that go on in the very first round. Well, if you win your matches, you go on further on. Now, if you get to round 3, then it goes down to only 32 teams remaining, and at that point, it then goes into a double elimination bracket, where you have to lose twice before you're out of the tournament. So, there's so many stacked parts of it, but I think the way it might work is that, at some point or another, if they want to qualify, all the teams in these top 16 matches will have to play one another at some point. So, it's possible that both, for example, version 1 and, let's say another good team like Kansas City Pioneers or something, they could both qualify out of this bracket, but they will at some point, I believe, have to play each other if they want to do that. Of course, then one of them would go to losers and would still make it through, but the teams they play in the very first rounds, they have to get to round 3 if they want to get through. So there's so many rosters here. I mean, of course, version 1. Of course, if I scroll down, I'm sure some big names will stand out. Like we already kind of went over, for example, a crew, right? There's also the Cloud9 white team, that the female roster that they have. Like, that's exciting to see. Rise Nation are here as well. Like, I mean, I'm sure I'm going to be skipping over some, but Gen.G, T1 are here as well, so they're in a kind of a difficult bracket with Evil Geniuses there. Xset are just below that as well, so of course we're looking for them to do pretty well. Renegades, I mean, you've got NRG, of course, the new roster they're putting together, and then we'll look at the kind of the full list here in a second. Ambox as well, Luminosity Gaming, that's another scary roster according to 100 Thieves Ethan. He reckon they've been looking really good as of late as well. FaZe Clan are down here, of course, also with their new roster they just brought in a very similar side to the Guard. And I believe the way this bracket looks, the Guard and FaZe will actually play each other if they both win their first 2 matches, which that's very exciting. First of all, to start off the kind of double elimination part of the bracket, one of those teams is going to be down and losers straight away, having to make a very difficult run. TSM, of course, are here as well with their new roster, one of the favourites. Knights, of course, and, well, some other teams as well. Dark Zero, really then confirming their team yesterday. This is kind of, well, some of the other ones that I imagine I skipped over. So, in the same portions of the bracket, V1, a crew, KCP, that's the Pioneers, the Cloud9 white team, Complexity, EG, T1, GenG, BBG, and Rise. And then you've got Xset, Ambox, Ghost, of course, that I skipped over, Radiance as well, as they're definitely worthy of mention. Pretty sure the other teams I touched on. But yes, only 4 of these teams will qualify, and maybe a team outside of these teams will qualify. Who knows what's going to happen for challenges this time around. This is how VLR described the bracket. So the closed qualifier looks like this, because starting on February the 11th, that's when the challenges officially begins, with these 4 teams that have qualified based on their performance last year, plus 8 more teams, one of which will be determined in, I'm pretty sure, the first qualifier, one of which will be determined in the second open qualifier, and, well, this is the bracket that goes through. So it all begins tonight, 11 PM GMT my time. That's when everything kicks off here. But still, kind of remarkable how stacked this bracket is. Only 4 teams will make it through. You've got to make it through to the round of 32, first of all, by winning this, and then if you do that, you'll get through into the absolute gauntlet that is going to be this 32 team bracket, double elimination bracket, with a lower bracket as well for all these teams and matches to go through. So it's going to be a gauntlet for sure to get through. Very much intrigued to get your thoughts on which 4 teams that you guys think will make it through this first set of qualifiers. Those 4 teams will get through. Then I believe we do it again relatively soon, with another chance for these teams to actually make it all the way through. And as well, Vanity says, VCT is tomorrow. I will 100% be praying on everyone's downfall. More hyped than I am to be even playing matches. It's definitely exciting to see how this one will develop. But very much intrigued to get your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. Others like you should see it as well. And help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.